Hey, do good, Maverick here. Welcome to podcast episode number 125. I thought I'd jump on and make a podcast episode about why people are craving paid online communities in 2025. And when I say people are craving a paid online community, I don't mean it in the way that people are craving a cheeseburger or craving a Snickers, Because if you ask people if they want to join a paid community, they might just get annoyed and say, no, I don't want to join your community. Because if they don't know what the community is about and the benefits, then they might not crave it. But when it comes to the benefits of joining many paid communities, if it's in the right niche and right program, there's definitely a lot of people that are craving it. When it comes to business, online business and marketing and stuff, one of the most important things is product market fit. Again, I'm not an expert at this, but one of the mistakes I've made over and over again is over the years is to not have a proper product market fit. Is it something the market wants? Because if you have a great product market fit and your offer is great, then a lot of the keys to success is already there. And when it comes to paid communities, one of the great advantages is that at the moment there's basically thousands of niches, categories, industries out there where a paid community online basically doesn't exist. So if you can come in and provide that with the benefits and the program that those people want, you can be off to the races. And please keep in mind that paid communities, it's a lot more than just fancy courses. Those that are selling paid communities kind of like an online course being the major part of it. That can be absolutely amazing, but that's not all. There's also a lot of paid communities you can build where the main advantage is basically the community itself. The people they will get access to if they join. And if they want access to the people in the community, you can be the one that are bringing all of these people into your community, and then you're orchestrating the program inside the paid community, the events, the live video calls, hot seat sessions, things like that. So yeah, imagine all the people around the world that have problems, challenges, where there's a bunch of other people that have the solution. Maybe there's business owners, for example, in a specific category. Maybe laundromats. Maybe there's one guy that's running a laundromat, and he's doing amazing when it comes to his marketing and how he is managing his business, but he's not able to scale. Maybe there's a few things he doesn't know that's holding him back. And there might be another one that he's amazing at scaling and getting more locations, but he's not really that optimized when it comes to marketing. His marketing is good enough for him to be able to be profitable enough to scale, but it's not nearly as good as it should be. And imagine if those two people connected might not even be in the same state or the same country. Maybe they're both in America, but in different states, so they are not direct competitors. So they can share advice freely without being afraid of teaching their competition or inviting competition, you know. That's just one example. There's literally thousands of examples like that, where you can bring people together and maybe they're in the same business or in the same niche, but they have different challenges. One guy's doing great in one area, someone else is doing great in another area, and they can share advice and tips and basically take each other to the next level. And that example is just one example and one way of doing it, of course. Maybe the niche or category that you're considering to build a paid community in, maybe they all have the same challenge. Yeah, but then maybe you can bring in experts in your paid community as well. Maybe there are experts in that area, and you can bring them into your paid community, and they can teach the people, the business owners, or whoever it is inside your paid community. And you can, in many cases, you can get them to teach for free. Teach live and recorded for free. In exchange for in exchange, they get to pitch their services, for example. So if someone of the people in your paid community want even more help with that thing, maybe they can hire that guy that expert that you got to teach. You can do it that way, or if you don't want anything pitched, then you can also pay people to teach, you know. So yeah, a lot of opportunities. But features versus benefits is a big one. So the feature might be a paid community where you can talk with people and send messages. No, I'm not interested in that, you might hear. Yeah, because you're talking about the features. The benefits might be that inside your paid community, there will be dozens or maybe hundreds of similar business owners or whatever your paid community is about. And they can attend hot seat sessions where they will get advice on their most pressing challenges. Maybe they can do collaborations, cross promotions, joint ventures, strategic alliances. Maybe they can, yeah, basically take their business or whatever your paid community about, whatever your paid community is about, if it is for business owners or for private individuals. If you basically explain the benefits of joining, how it can help them, then it's a big difference, you know. By the way, I'm outside, so sorry about the background noise. There's some birds flying by. You know, I'm reminded of the classic Gary Halbert example. You know, Gary Halbert. Many people considered him the best copywriter who ever lived, or the best copywriter in the world back in the 90s and early 2000s. And he basically had this story that he used in his seminars. He asked people, if you were having a hot dog stand selling hot dogs, and I could give you one big advantage to help you sell more hot dogs, what one advantage would you want to have? And a lot of people were saying things like, oh, I want the absolute best hot dog with the best ingredients and the highest quality, best taste. Someone were saying they wanted the best science and advertising, and people were basically bringing up a bunch of different things. And then in the end, Gary Halbert, he revealed what one big advantage he would want if he was going to sell the most hot dogs from a hot dog stand. And his one big advantage was a starving crowd. A starving crowd that wanted to buy hot dogs, you know. And the lesson there is massive. And might be something you want to keep in mind when you're building a paid community. Product market fit, and also studying the market. What is it that people want? Maybe you can study things like what kind of businesses have historically been doing a lot of collaborations and cross promotions, joint ventures, things like that. Or maybe what business or industry has it historically been popular with having masterminds and stuff like that? Masterminds and clubs, maybe offline. Basically, finding a need and filling it. And when it comes to online paid communities, you're not limited by things like geographical location when it comes to many of these, historically speaking. Maybe there's been a lot of masterminds for real estate investors, maybe, or high net worth individuals. But now online, maybe you can do it without a specific location, maybe just with a specific language, and subject. But yeah, anyway, thought I'd just jump on and share some thoughts of why I think people are craving paid online communities in 2025. There's a lot of opportunities out there, especially, as I keep repeating, especially if you are looking outside of what's typically been done a lot. What's typically being done a lot mainstream, when it comes to almost all paid communities being about basically an online course or one expert teaching people inside their paid community. You don't have to take that route. You can, and it can be amazing. But if you look outside that and look at what I just talked about, like businesses, for example, industries, categories out there where people want to connect with other like-minded individuals, there's a lot of opportunities. The last few weeks, I've been interviewing a bunch of people about their success stories of making at least $10,000 in profit per month with a paid community. I'm going to interview at least 30 of them for my online education and community platform, terrific30.com. And so far, I've not interviewed all 30, but I interviewed a bunch of them, and it's been mind-boggling. Yeah, if you want to escape the matrix of the 9-to-5 rat race and live a life of more freedom, maybe building a paid community online can be the solution, So if you want to check out those interviews and also connect with a bunch of other people that are in the process of building their own paid community, just go to communitycashcows.com. All right. Take care and God bless.